Hello, crackers. Welcome back to the Blackbird podcast. Gotta try to keep this close at all times because it's kind of mental today. I mean, mental. There's weather warnings everywhere, as if it was the end of times. The weather warnings are getting to be quite the fucking entertainment thing, aren't they? But it is fairly windy now, I must say, and there's a lot of stuff making a lot of noise. So, I was finishing up a job yesterday, and I had to run into the van because I got a bit of a bad shower one stage. So into the van I go, and I'm just, usual checking your notifications on X, Y, and Z. I'm not on X. I'm just, But anyway, I saw something for Archery Ireland. I had to write all this down. I'm still doing the notes, bullet points. But Archery Ireland 2025 Open. Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. January the 4th, 2026. Okay, I'm sure they had to rearrange. They had something, but they've just changed, so that's why there's a delay, I suppose. But anyway, so their 2025 is in 2026, and it's in January the 4th. Down in the Setu Arena in Waterford. There's a registration deadline, which is December the 28th at 5 p.m. So if this is something that interests you, I was thinking, fuck it, maybe I'll go and give it a go. But as I was reading this poster, I saw that there was like a dress code, and they were very much against you wearing jeans and stuff. And I just thought, fucking notions, man. Someone's got notions. And I just reacted, you know what I mean? I made a quick little giggle, saying exactly that. You're like, someone's got fucking notions. And a few people got, commented on it, but it was just jokey. But just all I ever do is usually an observation, an opinionated, light-hearted comment. At best, to make people giggle. At best. That would be my hope, that people might see it and say, they might watch it in its entirety and get it. That it's, this is, funny. But some people, they might think it's that funny. They might think, what the fuck, what's your problem? This is their attitude. Don't be one of these people. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I say at all, okay? It's not, we're all going to be just fine. So just relax. Just keep moving. And don't be annoying me. And I won't be annoying you. Now, this is, I come in here with the best of intentions. I really do. But then I fucking meet people and I hear from people. And I'm like, are you even awake? Jesus Christ. This is fun. It's meant to be enjoyable. Great. Now that negativity has killed my lighter. But anyway, so I thought, okay, what's that about? So I think it was Neil Keeble. Hello, Neil. He messaged me stating the fact that it was actually the world, whatever. It's in their rules and regulations about, there's a dress code for competitions. It's like, yeah, but the national indoor champs, I mean, that's basically what it is. It's the equivalent for them. I mean, we have a national indoor champs, and I got these cool jeans. They're like stretchy jeans or something, for going in the woods and such. So there's no restriction in whatever movements you make on up and down steep hills, and fucking putting your legs over fallen trees and all of that jazz. They're awesome, and they're tough at the same time. I forget the brand. But I'm not here to promote jeans, folks. I'm not that. I don't have the fucking info. But anyway. But so when I started archery, you're obviously told when you're doing your you're given all the information from the whoever's doing your fucking, not a test, but it's like this isn't starting well. This is meant to be just about the clothing of archery and how it affects the archery when it's image over this and blah, blah, blah. But the bones of it is, when they're talking to us, when I can only give you my personal perspective, my experience. But when they were talking to us, it was like they spoke to us as if we had a brain. And they respected it. And said, look, you know yourself. You have a bow. You have a string. Don't wear anything that gets in the way of the string. I mean, it's a health and safety thing, you know. Makes perfect sense. And they don't make a big fucking deal about it. And they don't highlight it. They just say, oh yeah, by the way, when you're shooting, try to get to thinking straight away what you can wear. If you've long hair, tie it up. If you have, don't wear loose garments, especially on the top, because you don't want you don't want anything taking away from both your comfort or your safety. And these are important. So when I see the jeans, though, I was like, no, jeans? What's your problem with jeans, man? They're fucking... But then again, Archery Ireland is more... I don't know, it's more indoor, I think, than what we do with EFAF. We're more outdoor. We're more 3D targets. That's where it's at for us. We're trying to kind of broaden the spectrum of what competitions you might get into, which is good. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the archer that wins because you get a more rounded experience. And you grow, which is all good. And you meet new people, you have new experiences, and you know, you like, for example, when I'm in the woods shooting, I'm pretty good with seeing where my arrow goes. Indoors at 20 yards, I'm like, fuck, I can't see where my arrow is. It's to do with the lighting, maybe, or maybe I'm actually going blind. I don't know. I don't think so, because in the woods I see them for the most part. So I said I'd do a little fucking thing about it. So this would be basically dress codes and archery. Performance and presentation. Difference between success or failure. Rules governing sport of archery. Right, forget about the rules, because no. All I know is that there's a dress code written in their little constitution or whatever. And this is for like major tournaments. World tournaments, European, national, all that kind of thing. And if there's a televised event, then they really dial down on it. They want uniform, I suppose, with the teams, so you can see, well, that lot or that outfit, so that's where they're from, and blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. But on top of that, then as well, you got to have the safety thing as an issue. So I don't know. I don't think I still have yet to find my go-to outfit for shooting archery. I thought, you know, at the start I had combats, because you pretend it just becomes annoying. So then the jeans were perfect, especially when you get a good pair. The stretchy tough ones, they're pretty cool. And then it's the tops. I mean, a hoodie like this is fine because it's not baggy. And when you zip it up, everything is away. There's no strings or nothing. So it's good for that. And I always found getting a jacket it's a difficult one. One that you feel like because your whole movement when you're shooting your bow, to allow that muscle movement to happen without being, obstructed by a tight-fitting garment or whatever. So it can be a thing, and that in turn, I find, affects your focus. My focus is dodgy enough the best of the time, so it's like I can do without having to worry about the clothing. So when I read no jeans and all of that, I expect to see, okay, so what do you want? What do you expect? And it's kind of vague after that. I think it should be, if they're going to say you can't wear this, it should be, but you have to wear this. That kind of thing. Don't know about shorts and shit. We live in Ireland, son. And indoor arenas here, I mean, as cool as the set 2 is, you don't know when there's a chill, you know what I mean? And again, this is not, what you're trying to do is you're trying to give yourself the best chance to perform well in your competition. And that means you don't want to be distracted by temperature changes. You don't want to be distracted by clothing or your gear malfunctioning. You want to limit all of this. You want to just arrive on, everything is in working order. You've experienced with everything that you have. You know the clothes you're wearing are super. And that's another thing. You can only wear sports footwear. The fuck is that? What, runners and shit? Because in the woods, obviously, we wear most of the time. It's like hiking boots or steel toe cap boots for obvious reasons. I'm sure in a hall, you don't need that, and that's understand. You can get that. So a pair of trainers is the way to go. But yeah, the jeans thing made me laugh. I mean, I just thought that's just fucking wallop of elitism off of that, isn't there? And it's fucking national indoor champs, for fuck's sake. But then they're governed by the world archery crowd. That's what Neil Keeble informed me of. So yeah, so let's see what I written down, will we? So clothing restriction, the shot, and the follow through. Yeah. So what are my experiences there? Have you got any? I plenty. So like when you have your arm guard. I mean, you might say you don't need your arm guard because you've experienced enough, and you're fine. You're good to go. You forgot it. It's no biggie. But if I forget my arm guard, or if my arm guard breaks, maybe a strap went as it did once upon a time. It's at the forefront of my mind for the day, and like, oh fuck, I'm so gonna get strawberry fields forever down my arm, and true to form, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I ended up whacking my arm a number of times, and it was like fucking painful. Okay, so you've probably seen it too if you're into archery. You see everyone has a kind of a jersey, a sportswear, could be the club or the country. But they're basically the same. But I found when we went up to Ukifac in Derry to do the shoot, you won't wear your club. Well, I suppose you can wear whatever you want. But I figured, okay, it's Ukifac. It's kind of international. I'm going to wear the Irish jersey that I have for archery, the IFAF one. And it was the first time I had a jersey to wear. So I said, cool, exciting. Wear the colours. And I sweated like a fucking pig. Because no one, obviously I didn't try it. I didn't wear it prior. I mean, you might have tried it on at home to make sure that it fits and it's okay. Shoot your bow maybe. I noticed it because after a shower, your body temperature kind of rises. And then you put this thing on. I just went from A to B. It took maybe 10 minutes to get to the venue. And within 20 minutes, maybe 2 coffees in, like, what is that smell? I was thinking like, and you're very aware of it. So you have to wear an undergarment, and then you have to think, oh fuck, what kind of undergarment do you wear for this to stop that reaction with your skin or whatever? So it's all these stupid little things that you come across, and you think, well, it's not important, but it is important because it's like a lighthouse. A lighthouse has a small bulb, but there's a massive light. So if you have a small problem, it's actually a massive problem in your subconscious, and it's distracting you. And again, it's down to your focus and your comfort. So it's like, there is something and you just can't put your finger on it. You've already done so. You've addressed it in your head. You may have said it to somebody that morning. This isn't working for me. It stinks and blah, blah, blah. But you can't leave, and you've no backup plan. So it is important. It is important for focus. So I see then other archers wearing the shirt, obviously more experienced archers, and they all wore a lot of them wore these kind of a body hugging kind of tight long sleeve thing underneath it, and I guess that stops the sweating and then the smelling and all of that. But on top of that, then they had like this rubber strap stitched into their bow arm, so they didn't have to worry about having to strap on an arm guard. It was just in the garment that they wore, and I thought that was pretty cool. I must get me one of them. I still must. It looks the job. So there's things like that. I suppose when you look into it, you'll find them. But if you're going to be told, and like I said, I'm not exactly great for reading up on shit. I just say, oh, there's a competition, let's go. I experience it and learn. And this is what I've learned. You should really do your homework, because everyone is so different, as we know. I mean, of all the people in the world, there's no one like you. There's just no one like you. You could fingerprint everybody in the human race, and no two are the same. And the same with the eyes. You could scan every eye, and no two are the same. So yeah, you are kind of a one-off. And that's in your everything, you know, your perception. I'd like to think everyone eventually evolves into their own thing. Obviously, it's, you know, you're bamboozled with information and X, Y, and Z. There's loads. It's complicated. But at the end of it all, even before it all begins, you are you and only you. And there's only you. There's no one else. There's no one like you. And just accept that and work it. So you got to find what suits you. You see some people going around there in whatever bare minimum, kind of like, could be wearing combats and a fucking t-shirt, and it's the middle of winter. You're thinking, you fucking crazy. But they're fine. It works for them. Other people then, they're fucking 40 coats. They have layer after layer after layer, and all your thing is, how are you fucking shooting that bow? How are you doing that? So again, it works for them. So I've had jackets where the string will catch the jacket because it'd be too puffy or whatever, and then you're agitated, and it kind of just, you know, it becomes a recurring thing in the course of the day of shooting or in the competition. So I like to be at a competition relaxed, refreshed, and know my bow is good, which is seldom the case. Even practicing the last time in the set too, I drew my bow and there was a pop or some kind of noise, and 2 fucking nuts came out of my riser from my limb, and I just put it down nice and easy straight away. And I was like, fuck, and I had to go looking for bits. But the double Mark team were there, Mark Daly and Mark Levy, and they just knew straight away, and they were on it, and they sorted it out for me. And it's just like, you didn't check your gear? I goes, well, I did, I thought I did, but I didn't go to that extreme. Again, you learn a new thing, and that's what it's all about. So when it comes to the clothing, again, like jeans, you know what I mean? Read the room, people. Loads of people are wearing jeans because they're comfortable, and they're, you know, they can take a beating, but they're comfortable. Number one. So I don't know why. I think it's to do with image, professionalism. They're unprofessional. I mean, we're hardly professionals, okay? Some of us would like to aspire to be professional. I'm sure there's no doubt about that. But look, for the most part, I don't know. I just think it's something that should be reviewed, and I would encourage them to include it. Okay, as long as they're sensible, because apparently it's kind of frowned upon if you wear clothing that has, like, you know, fucking imagery or text on a hoodie or something like that. I think that's silly as well. That's just fucking silly. Unless you're in the Olympics, okay? Let's get a grip on reality, shall we? I'm not complaining about it, but I thought it was interesting. You know, we have the European Championships coming up there now in March, and these things just float around you, and they pop into your head, and you just say, oh yeah, I wonder, does that have an effect on my range of motion, on my comfort, and thus on my focus and my performance on the day? So it's like, okay, I better start fucking doubling down on my efforts to find gear that's going to work for me. That's not going to be an issue, because there's always some issue. So a day is a long time when you're focused a lot all the day and you're doing so many arrows, and you actually in your head you're there to try and win something. You're not just there to compete, like, you're there to fucking win in your head. That's the approach. And even though you factored in all the, well, you didn't train enough, you didn't do that. Well, I'm here now. Okay, let's see what we see. Let's fucking try our best on the day and see what we can do. So, yeah, so the clothing is part one. Part two will probably be the equipment. So yes, the mental game is definitely tied into the comfort of your clothing, I think. And archery, if not life, is all mental. It's 99% mental. So yeah, the psychological impact, how you feel, dictates your what? Your fears. What the fuck is fear? All this talk about fears. Lads, toughen the fuck up, Lee. For fuck's sake, you need a good shake. Fears. The fuck are you afraid of? Live in this time, probably the most comfortable time ever in human history that we're aware of, because listen, let's be honest, history is a bit of a fucking liar, written by the victors and all of that jazz. That's another podcast. I do love to mess with that. But, yeah, so fear. There's nothing to fear, for fuck's sake. Cop on. Grow up. I think the problem is usually when you get committees. I mean, committees are very important. They kind of just keep things going. Now people say, yeah, but it's all voluntary and da-da-da-da-da. And I'd say that, and it's probably true, but at the end of the... Well, it is true. I know it's true. But there are people who are hardwired to be in committees and to thrive in that fucking environment. For me, Jesus, I don't think I'd be great at it, to be honest. I think I'd be the one that, if you're having a meeting, that I'll enter the room and see me and oh fuck, this is going to be hard work. And it's not like, because I have questions and I make statements, and I do this because I find most of the time the carry on of a committee is fucking frustrating as hell, strangling any kind of fucking movement forward, and it's just too slow. It slows everything the fuck down and it puts me to sleep. But that's just me. That tells you that I'm probably not the ideal candidate to be on a committee. And I would agree with you. But these people who come up with these dress codes and shit, if you're going to give a statement saying you can't wear jeans, okay? No jeans. Then tell me, what the fuck do you think I should wear? And if you don't know, and don't be vague, be specific. You have to wear this kind of gear when you're shooting in this kind of competition. If there's a good reason for that, I'm sure everyone will be like, okay, where can I get it? And maybe, you're missing a beat there. Why don't you fucking come up with a production line there for the attire, for the correct attire for the archery? I'm sure it'll do well. But while I was thinking about this, I was also looking at the fact that archery, especially here in Ireland, is actually it's quickly growing sport. And I've seen a few fucking, there's these online fucking things you go to, you pose a question, and then all of a sudden there's a bunch of people giving you their opinions and their experiences and all of that, trying to answer your question. There's a lot of dumb fuckers in the world, that's all I can say. But yeah, there was one guy, alright, giving out, why didn't you Google it? And the guy's response was good, I thought. He said, well, I could have Googled it, I guess, but I was hoping to get an experienced individual of the country, a native, so to speak, with experience, who might have a fuller, flavoured answer. And I think that's a good approach. But again, it's like, this is the first time now I've come across this dress code thing for archery. And it's in Archery Ireland. Now, I know there's a lot of things with Archery Ireland that I'm stumped by. I just truly am. But then, same with IFAF. I'm still like, I just don't I've no interest in the details of shit. Just get me to where it's at and let me at it. That's my thing. Because I haven't been reined in. I haven't been trained. I'm just fucking wild as the wind in my head. But we are making inroads to correct this, if it's at all possible. So you can't be wearing jeans at the Archery. I'm just wondering, is that the case for the European Indoor Champs? Do we have to have a dress code? Show up in a tuxedo? Shoot your fucking bow? Oh, man. I must ask someone. Who'd know that? Mark Devey, probably. So tell me, folks. Have you got it nailed down? Do you know what's your go-to outfit for shooting your bow? Be it in the woods or in the hall? I don't think I've actually put my full focus on this problem yet to solve it. Because then you've the other thing. You be prepared, you know, the night before you set up everything, if you're anything like me. And then you leave the house, usually half awake, feeling late because you probably are late. And everything you prepared the night before is exactly where you left it the night before, and you've just fucking thrown something together and got out the door. That's usually me. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know why I brought it up. So then it comes back to tradition. Does tradition have anything to do with competing in archery today? I think the only fucking thing with tradition, and don't get me wrong, tradition is well represented. There's more fucking categories. Oh my god. There's no need for half of them, I think. I think half the categories should be wiped out. Because they're fucking nonsense, okay? But I imagine back in the day, archery was more of a, not a sport, but more of a, like, you know, a military activity. So I would imagine, only just, you know, speculating here, that your clothes you wear would be basically, okay, will this accommodate my arrows? Will this accommodate my shot? Will this accommodate all the knickknacks I'll need to fix any conceivable issue that might occur with my bow or my arrows? And that's probably all they're concerned with. They're not worried about how they look. It's nonsense, like. They're not there to represent shit. They're just there to fucking kill people. Or hunting. Hunting, I imagine, is the same. You know, you wear the gear. Because they have to be very aware of their smell. They don't want their smell carried on the wind and informing the animal they're hunting that they're there, you know. And I suppose they have to accommodate their dagger. Noise is a thing. And again, the knickknacks you would require to fix any possible fuck up of your bow or your arrows. I don't know. But back to just going to the hall and shooting some arrows. I mean, fuck, it's definitely elitism, isn't it? It's more image than anything else. I'm not going to go wearing a fucking tracksuit shooting arrows. I'm not a fan of tracksuits, first and foremost. I mean, I have those sweatpants, but they're for home more than anything. I wouldn't be inclined to wear them going anywhere. They're just comfy pants for home. I usually have some kind of combat pants for work because it's handy with all the pockets and whatnot. But for archery, I've settled on the jeans because they're perfect. I know these guys are saying you can't wear jeans, and I'm thinking, notions, lad. So yeah, so it all comes back down to, like, is tradition important in archery? I mean, if you have the bow and you have the arrow, these two things will embody tradition forever and a day. You know, you start talking to someone with a compound bow, someone who knows nothing about archery, to someone who has a compound bow. And the person who has a compound bow, more often than not, started probably either with some kind of triad bow, recurve bow, and they'll most likely know the history, and they can give you a brief little history lesson on the evolution of the bow and arrow. So there's tradition in there. So I wouldn't be worrying about wearing jeans fucking up tradition. That's stupid. Stupid talk. So yeah, I think they should have a meeting and say, yeah, this whole jeans thing has to go. It's silly. I mean, you know, it is. The archer's comfort should be first and foremost. That should be, because then the archer performs better. If they're fucking, it's like, do you ever wear a suit, guys? You gotta put a shirt and tie on, and if you're not, you know, if it's not your everyday, it can take getting used to. You walk differently, you think differently, you feel way different, and it takes getting used to it. You know, you might have to wear it for a day, for a wedding, a funeral, for court, whatever, and you just don't feel right. You need a few days to break it in. So, yeah, if you're not going to be allowed to wear jeans, you got to be telling me what the fuck to wear. Don't be telling me to wear shorts. Stupid. Or tracksuit pants. That's stupid too. I'll be watching some of the things on YouTube there. You'd have the world events, the Olympics, world archery events, competitions. And I can never understand what they're wearing. Is that a tracksuit or a slacks or what? Just, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I wouldn't be worried about the jeans. I really wouldn't. Usually it's the shirt. Usually it's just this is all you're seeing. You know, from the waist up. So, what's the problem? Stop being silly and let them wear their jeans. But that's just me. Tradition, fuck it. Tradition has nothing to do with it, lads. Cop on to fuck. There's too much posturing going on there. It's all, same with all those Olympic kind of setups. It's all fucking nonsense. Usually fucking giving birth through some political bullshit to show you how caring you are about the history of X, Y, and Z, which has nothing to do with the thing you're condemning in the first place. So grow up. Grow up. So what advances are there in? So we have the shirts that I was talking about, and we have the undergarments for said shirts, which are cool, and I must get me one. But I was looking at some motorcycle racing the other evening. Some clips where they show you all these crashes, and how fucking hell they have some crashes. There was one guy's bike, it flipped over and he managed to land on top of it, and he was like surfing it right off the road into the grass. But the gear they're wearing has advanced unbelievably. Now there's a difference. That's a sport that your attire is definitely first and foremost, you know what I mean? Talk about health and safety. That's same with Formula 1 drivers, I suppose, because they have to have that fireproof garment on or built into their garments. So in those things you can understand, say, sure, that's what I'll wear. That's what you gotta wear. I'm wearing that for obvious reasons. Jeans is not an obvious reason. If anything, it's condescending. It's you're looking down your nose. It's like, what is it, too working class for you? I'm just going to say it. Whoever came up with this is being a cunt, okay? Cop on to fuck. Jeans are awesome. They're very popular for good reason. But the motorcycle guys, my God almighty. These guys, I seen, you know the way to go down real low on a bend? And there was like, it bobbled and the bike went one way and the driver went the other way. And he just had his... he just slid along the road, and then he just got up and walked away, not a bother to him. So whatever he's gone into, science that's gone into those suits that they wear, unbelievable. I can totally understand and totally get it when I see this. Same with the Formula 1, and I totally get it, like, you know. Same with boxing. I get where you can't wear jeans when you're in a ring boxing. It's that freedom of movement, isn't it? But archery? Really? Someone needs to have a good look in the mirror. This is up there now with that fucking nonsense about the gorilla in Limerick being put on the endangered list, and they wanted this replica of a gorilla target, which is there for fun, for fuck's sake. This is what it's all about. It's about having fun and getting good at a thing at the same time. And someone suggested that this be banned. I mean, the mind boggles. The mind fucking boggles. So yeah, so motorcycle racing, get it. I understand completely. Formula 1, all these kind of things, I get it. The advances in the attire for those sports are absolutely understandable and acceptable, and thank God they're there, because, you know, Jesus Christ, those guys, when they fall hard and fast. So that's all I have to say on that, really. I'd like to know what you think, people. Especially the IFAF people who may not be prone to shooting in Archery Ireland competitions. I don't know if I ever shot an Archery Ireland competition. There was another outfit, but that was an outdoor crowd. So Archery Ireland is predominantly indoor, I believe. I could be wrong. Probably am. Usually am. So yeah, so what the fuck do you think, folks? I mean, for those who've been at it a while and have the experience and they know exactly what their go-to garments are, as in, if I buy one, I'm definitely buying 2 or 3 because I know this is good enough. It's perfect for me. And then they have spares. That perfection of choice. That's what you want. That's what you aim for. But again, it's experience, isn't it? You get there slowly, and because we're so individual, and I don't give a fuck what it looks like, as long as it feels right, as long as it doesn't become an issue, then it works. So that's all I have to say about that. But look, Archery Ireland 2025, the Open, Sunday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., January 4th, 2026, at the Set2 Arena, the wonderful, magnificent Set2 Arena in Waterford. Registration deadline is December the 28th at 5 p.m. So if you want to go and rock on up to that, that's where you go. I imagine you can go to their Facebook page, or I'm sure they have a website. I just didn't think to get it. Imagine it's probably archery.ie or something like that. So there you go. That's what I think. I'd like to know what you think, folks. Is it a bit silly in this day and age to be fucking allowing this vanity to fucking under some guise of, well, it's more professional, it's more traditional, it's more representative, it's all this? I think that's a lot of bollocks. The shirts are enough for that, okay? And if you want to wear a hat, maybe, I don't know, go for that. So there's another thing that got my attention. Oh, excuse me, what? Fucker. There's a shot in the dark, December the 13th. Today is the 9th. It's a funky day. That's why I'm here. I said I'm going to do something productive. That's why my throat is still Scooby-Doo. So today is the 9th. So you've December the 13th up in Laois. This has been going around now a couple of weeks, I think. So registration 5 p.m. Shoot starts at 6 p.m. Strictly 13-year-olds upwards. Online registration is so they may need cap numbers for safety reasons, which is understandable. So you're going to have Illuminous Knocks shooting at nighttime at targets in Laois. It sounds like a great time. I've seen Adrian from Dumbrody, the Kerry man, sent me a reel of him. He got himself some Illuminous Knocks there just for kicks, and he was practicing at home, and he had it recorded, and it looks cool. I actually I was watching, was it Knock On Archery? You know this? On YouTube. They had these fucking green arrow green knocks, the Illuminous guys, and there's a blast of them up on a hill, and they're shooting this massive deer, I guess, or stag or whatever. You know, fake one, a target, 3D target. And it's a good distance away. I'd say it's about 50, 60 yards. And when you see all the arrows flying at this thing at once, it looked awesome. Even when you see one arrow, they're shooting compounds, but it still looked amazing. It looks awesome. So I think shot in the dark in Laois, I guess they're having just a little fun evening to kind of finish up the whole year. So if that's your thing, there you go. December the 13th, it'll be happening. So you'll be registering at 5. You'll be kicking off at 6. You have to be 13 upwards to take part in this. Obviously, this is to do with safety and all of that jazz. So it sounds like fun. And if you're going, enjoy. And let me know if you think the jeans shouldn't be an issue for the competitions. I mean, in this day and age, any day and age, really, jeans, as long as they're not, you can look formal enough in jeans, you can be 50-50. So, excuse me again. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm all about, yeah, let them wear their jeans. These are grown fucking adults, okay? Stop treating them like fucking children. You know, it's meant to be about encouraging. The archery is the whole thing. You know what I mean? The rest is just whatever. It's nonsense. Once the safety is there, and once the conduct is there from the archers, sure, who cares what they wear? You know, within reason, as long as they comply with health and safety for themselves with regards to their bow. Sure, what else? I just thought, yeah, that's fucking, someone's got notions. And I stand by it, okay? Now that I think about it, the more I talk about it, I'm talking myself into a rant. I better go. So, let me know, please, what you think. Is it okay to wear jeans at an indoor competition? As long as you're not in the Olympics. Look, I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. I think the Olympics has died a long time ago. It's been just captured. It's just this, I don't know, it's a fucking mess, okay? But, let's not go down the same route, that's all. Okay, so enjoy your jeans. Jeans. And enjoy Leash if you're going. And maybe enjoy the Set2 Arena if you're going. If you haven't been and you're in Archery Ireland, I highly recommend it. It's awesome. It's a great venue. But then again, it depends on how well organised the event is, I suppose. Because it's a partnership at the end of the day. But I'm sure you'll be fine. So how couldn't you be fine? Archery Ireland. So, till next time, crackers. Be good and be happy. Bye now. Bye-bye.